Hello, welcome to Tutor Track here at Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Today I am going to show you how to do batch visits in the form of an SI leader. What you want to do first is go to TraccCloud.TAMU-CC.edu. Now if you are on campus, you'll automatically be logged in to TracCloud using the CAS system. If you are off campus, you'll have to use Duo to log in. Here in the dashboard, now as an SI leader, the first thing I'm going to want to do is have a way for students to know when those SI sessions are. Second, how to get students to sign in via batch visits. So first, let's start with building out a schedule. What you want to do is go to the top where it says schedule, click. Here at the top, you have the first Monday of the week, today. If you click on this, it'll bring you back to today's date. So if I click here to go to the next week, as you can see, it'll say August 8th. And if I click on today, it will take me back. As you can see, this is my username. And if I click here on undefined, it'll select the center that I'm working for. In this example, we'll be using supplemental instruction. As an SI leader, I know that my schedule rarely changes. And in this case, let's say I do SI from 4 to 6. As you can see here, I'm going to set up my availability for one-on-one. You want to make sure that is availability is checked. The center you're working for is supplemental instruction. And because I am an SI leader, I know that I am doing SI for. We can actually leave this blank as the courses are going to be tied to your account. Here is my consultant name, the reason, supplemental instruction. It won't be online, it'll be in person, but there is the option to have it only online. There is an optional, students can choose whether it's online or in person, and then optional chosen means that it's online unless it's unchecked. But for most cases, I believe supplemental instruction will be face-to-face. So you want to select no. The in-person location, you can always edit the location before the meeting starts. Let's say it's in CI 112 for this example. And we're going to choose the from date and to date. So when SI starts and when SI ends. In this example, I'm just going to keep it short. For max students, you want to put the max amount of students enrolled in the course. Let's say it's 35. As you can see here, it says availability to group appointments. That just means that multiple students can sign up for the SI session. This will basically give you a head count prior to how many students are going to show up or planning to show up. Now I did say it was going to be Friday, so I can go ahead and uncheck these. You have the option to select Monday through Friday. You can select all days or you can select none to reset it. But let's go ahead and select Friday. Increments, we're going to do, it's a 2-hour session, so we'll do 120. Now up here there is a group slot restriction. You can select, there's an option for any subject and instructor, and same section. Your choices are mainly going to be between same subject and instructor or same section, really depending on what your supervisor prefers. For this example, let's do same section. So that means that any student in Computer Science 1435 section 001 can sign up for this session. Now, this session will only appear to students who are registered in the course. And I'll show you an example of that later on. Break minutes you can leave blank, so you want to hit save. You can close. Now as you can see here, a 2-hour session at 4 for Computer Science 1435 section 1 term 0. Now that term is going to be based on the term that you are currently in. So for example, fall term 2022 would be shown as 2022-09. And then here you can get a head count of how many students are planning to attend the session. Now, if for any reason, if I go to next week, I can see that I have a session there as well, and so on until the end date that I selected. Now, in case, let's say next week you're not going to be able to attend, you can select the time right up here where it says is availability, uncheck it, and it'll say availability blocked, no appointments. For SI, my name on this day, let's say it was from 4, and if I click here on the number, I can do increments of 5, so I can just go to 0, 0. Now, the reason I'm not able to attend, you want to make sure that you always have a reason, just for documenting purposes. In this case, let's say it's a family matter. Hit save and close, and as you can see, it'll block out that day. And if I go to today, so I can see here that this coming Friday I'm available, but next Friday I'm not. I'm going to be out because of a family matter. Now that sets up your schedule for students to know when and where your SI session is going to take place. Now, when it comes to actually taking attendance during the SI session, you can go up to right here where it says attendance, go to batch visits, supplemental instruction. You want to make sure that's selected. Create a new batch for the center, and it's going to start this Friday at 4. Duration is 120 minutes, which is 2 hours. I am the consultant. The location was CI 112. The section was ComSci 1435 space 001. I can hit search, select it. Now with this right here, this little asterisk is a wildcard. So that means that it's going to include all computer science 1435 section 001 courses for any term. So we want to make sure that the term is 0. So here is the batch entry. So now you can generate a new batch code. And here is a QR code you can click on that you can share in the class. You can also have the students enter their ID to sign in. Now, if I wanted to manually input students, I can enter that here, search for their either username, in this case John Doe 1, as he appears there. You can search by their last name, which is last name first, first name second. You can click that and it will add them to the visit. Here you want to enter your notes. Let's say covered, flow charts, and for loops. Make sure you select remember notes. And then you can create a visit, and what it'll do is it'll populate all the students down here that attended. Now under SI batch entry, it's basically the same thing, just 3 different ways you can enter students. So let's say I wanted to do the SI entry, right? Do my notes, hit remember notes, and then I can take a roll manually. So these are all the students that are currently enrolled in the course. As you can see here, it's just one student. So I'll select him, yes, he attended, and then I can create SI vids for the selection. Now, here where it says students without previous visits for the chosen subject, if you did the wildcard after 1435, if you did the asterisk here after the 001 section, it would have pulled all the students that were ever enrolled in that course in any term. And if you did it after 1435, if you added the asterisk here without the section number or the term, it'll pull any students that were enrolled in 1435 for any section during any term. And then you just hit create visit. As you can see, one SI visit was created. Now under batch scan, this one's slightly different. Here you can enter a bunch of student IDs and then process the scans. But the easiest way is to do the SI patch entry, or let them scan the QR code and log in that way as well. As you can see here, you can see all the students that attended this session. And if I were to select the student, you want to make sure that it says you check is work time, because it did take place during your work hours, and hit save. You can see student info and previous visits as well. And that's all there is to it when it comes to being an SI leader and using batch uploads. Now, what does it look like from the student view? So as a student, if I select the subject, I know that I have SI available. I can select it, go to supplemental instruction, search, and as you can see, it'll show the time, the date, how many students are attending, who the SI tutor is, the location, and that it's supplemental instruction. Now, if students click on this little eye, they can see the hours of operation is to be decided and information about supplemental instruction. So they can select this, and here the student can book their appointment. So they usually fill in information about, let's say they're struggling with for loops. Can confirm. Though both you and the student will receive an email. Now you can see that the student has an SI appointment set up, and now the student will receive reminders that there is an SI session coming up. And if I'm back in the dashboard, I can see that there is an SI session taking place August 5th. One student has decided to attend, and you can see the location. Now, in most cases, sometimes the location changes. So what you can do is click edit the appointment and change the location. Let's say the room changed to CI 114. Hit save, and the student will get an email about the location being changed as well. That's all there is to it, really.